What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Team 69 Crew channel. My name is Midget, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Call of Duty sort of issues and Battlefield 1 comparisons. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because on my channel recently I've had some messages saying how can I compare Battlefield 1 with Call of Duty, and why did I buy Call of Duty when I said I wasn't going to get it. There's a few main reasons to that. Basically, Battlefield 1, for me this year, it was overhyped. I mean, I was quite excited at the beginning of the year, or sort of early summer, say late spring, early summer, when we heard rumours about a Battlefield 1 or World War 1 style game coming to next gen consoles this year by EA for the next Battlefield game, and I was really excited for that because I knew for a fact that by November the new spacey jumping about Call of Duty would be available to buy, and people would be playing the same game over and over again, like Black Ops 2 and 3 pretty much. It's the same jumping shit. But basically, when I downloaded, like, I wasn't going to get Call of Duty full stop. But Battlefield 1 beta came out, and obviously you can only play one map. It wasn't too bad, but the game, as you can see, it was a beta. It's going to be broken. The servers were shit. The loading times were a bit crap. Some of the loading errors themselves were sort of unbearable, or very frustrating to say the least. But the gameplay itself was okay. So if you fast forward from the beta to basically the early access trial that I could get from EA Access, because I'm a member of that, I played and downloaded the full game of Battlefield 1. The story you can't fault it, really. It's really good. There's a lot of perspectives you can play from, and there's quite a few sort of like story trees you can go into. If you don't want to play like one certain bit of story, you can go into another bit and go through the eyes of somebody else. So in that respect, the story's okay. But the online was just diabolical. I played 2 matches of the full access game, and I did not enjoy one moment of it. It was overhyped. It was wank, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the word I couldn't think of. The game is broken beyond belief. The servers are just shit because it's made by EA. Like, I was fully expecting it to be a great game. It's overhyped. The gameplay mechanics are just dreadful. I mean, you don't really want to go into a game and see a floating tank, you know, going across the map shooting people. I mean, what's that about? Or like just some crazy in-game glitches going on because the servers can't cope with the fucking player count they've got going in the servers. Obviously you can't blame it all on servers, but you can blame it all on EA pretty much. The only way I could think of Battlefield being better is if Call of Duty, sort of Activision and EA, switched titles. So if Activision went into World War 1 or World War 2, they're really good at that, and they should have just stuck with that and then chucked this fucking space age shit towards EA, because then nobody would buy it. Obviously they've got fucking, you know, Titanfall, but at the same time they've not even got the full rights to the servers this time, because the company that's making Titanfall doesn't want the EA servers with them this time. They're sort of going to go to another company to get the servers better, which, you know, says many things. So we'll fast forward to Call of Duty. The game, at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and towards the end of it, I wasn't going to get until obviously last Friday. I had no interest in this when I saw the release trailer for it. It was in space. I thought, oh, it's just another fucking Titanfall, another Halo. Just like some people have like quoted a Black Ops 3.5, and it pretty much is. But I played the beta. I played about 2 matches on Terminal, because that's the only map you could play on it. Well, that's the only one I saw, should I say. And it wasn't too bad. It was playable. It's a bit less broken than Battlefield in many aspects. The gameplay mechanics were sort of going back to an old school Call of Duty, just with some jump packs inside it, which was manageable, I think is the phrase for that. So obviously being let down by Battlefield and all of what they tried to do to make Battlefield 1 good, I decided to go for Call of Duty. Now, I'm not going to say I'm favouring Call of Duty massively over Battlefield 1. I'm just saying Call of Duty is a bit less broken than Battlefield 1. If there was a third first-person shooter out this year by a completely different company that ticked all the boxes, all my concentration and focus and gameplay times and videos would be on that game, and Call of Duty and Battlefield would be left in the dust. I'm not being biased as well to Battlefield, because I'm a fan of the Battlefield franchise. I've had all of the Battlefields from Bad Company right to 4, and they were all really good games. Obviously the servers and stuff were a bit sketchy at the beginning, but they fixed it. They made it manageable and playable. But this Battlefield 1 is just not the best. There's so much more they could have done with it, and they just haven't. So like I say, Call of Duty, the servers are questionable again. there's massive lag in some of them, and it makes it unbearable to play. You think, oh fuck this, and you get, I guess you rage and you decide to turn off, and you think, oh fuck me, it's the world's coming to an end because the first person shooters are shit this year. But it's just like, it's teething problems. I mean, Battlefield 1 had teething problems, but EA have done nothing to fix that. Call of Duty, obviously they're going to work on it, and it will obviously eventually get better. My only downfall again is the jump packs. Like, they don't need to keep making this space age jump shit. They need to go back to what they did from sort of like World at War right through to Modern Warfare 3. Have it boots on the ground, none of this futuristic shit. Go back to what they know, and that's my kind of game that I'd enjoy to play, and I think a lot of people will agree with me on that. So like I say, I'm not favouring one over the other because obviously I've purchased one and I've played the other, but obviously Call of Duty just has a few more things that I find a bit more manageable and playable than Battlefield 1. Obviously I've got the Legacy Edition, sorry. So I did get the zombies and I did get Call of Duty Remastered. So it makes it a bit more, I guess, enjoyable, because if you get sick of the jumping stuff, you can go back to Call of Duty 4 Remastered. And if you don't want to play the online, you can go and play the story. I must admit, I can't fault the story for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare at all, because it's actually quite a good story. I'm going to do some videos at some point, but that's obviously for different videos. But I just wanted to like alliterate the fact that I bought Call of Duty because it's just it's more fluid. The mechanics are much better. Obviously, like I say, it's a Call of Duty, so you're going to get fucking shit games, you're going to get really rubbish games, you're going to get really good games. But it's just pointless throwing your ball out the fucking cart and getting the hump after one match and thinking, oh fuck this, it's shit. But it's actually not. You just got to sort of adapt to it. Obviously we've had 4 years of this jumping stuff going on with Call of Duty, and this year sort of like got to a point where I want the first person shooter, and what they laid on the table for first person shooters this year between Battlefield and Call of Duty wasn't the best of sort of choices. But like I say, I'm not a Call of Duty fanboy, but I do prefer Call of Duty this year over Battlefield. Obviously I don't agree, like I say, the jump packs are awful. All the different interactions you can do between changing your helmets, changing your jump pack, changing your armour, all that stuff, they should leave that to Halo and games like that, because you don't need all that. If you're playing a Call of Duty game, you want a gun, you want a perk, and that's it. You want to run about the map and get kill streaks. That's all you really want. But they've gone too far into it with fucking like in-game interactions and in-game purchases. It's just silly to just get fucking pink armour. Well, who the fuck gives a shit about that? But like I say, I'm just preferring Call of Duty this year because I want a first-person shooter, and this is the choices I had. So I went with Call of Duty because it came with Call of Duty 4 as well, and the zombies. I mean, it's sort of like a no-brainer, really. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on the subject. Like, I'm not massively disagreeing with Battlefield 1. I mean, it is a good game, but it just needs to be changed. The publisher, EA need to stop overhyping games they can't raise to the plinth, if that makes sense. Like, they're making their games so overhyped that when you come to play it, you're thinking, what's all the hype about? The main game trailer was fantastic. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking awesome. Playing the game, it's shit. Like, it's just not fluid. The game mechanics are broken. The loading screens are crap. But again, that's what I'm saying about Call of Duty as well. The loading screens, the lobbies, they're all crap in that as well. But for map size, for variants, for different playable reasons, I prefer Call of Duty this year. And I'm just starting to rant now, pretty much, because it's not a touchy subject, obviously, because you got Battlefield fans, you got Call of Duty fans, and I'm just sort of in between, wanting a decent first-person shooter and not really getting one. So pretty much, I'm going to go back to Call of Duty World at War and play that. Obviously, I'll do like online and stuff for Infinite Warfare and Call of Duty 4 because I've got the game pretty much. But I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm saying one is slightly more bearable than the other. And until Call of Duty go back to what they did best and putting boots on the ground, then obviously Call of Duty is not going to be the most favourite shooter out there, because other games like Overwatch and Gears 4, they're going to take over. Titanfall 2 is completely out of the question. It's made by sort of like a split division of employees that used to work on Call of Duty games. So that is why you can compare Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare and Black Ops to Titanfall 1 and 2, because it's partly by the same people that used to work on Call of Duty games. They've taken ideas, made Titanfall, and obviously they've had inside information, they've managed to make it in Call of Duty as well. So that's why you can't really compare those two games, because they're from pretty much the same publisher, just not, if that makes sense. It's people that used to work for Call of Duty and Activision that have moved to Titanfall. So, and comparing it to Halo, I mean, that's just purely just because it's in space, and obviously because the jumping. You know, you can jump high on Halo, and you can jump high on this. That's the only comparison, pretty much, and it's in space this time. Oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say on the subject, to be honest with you, because I'm just going to keep ranting on, and you know, it's just going to be random shit that I'm talking about, which is pretty much what I'm doing now. But so yeah, hopefully you guys sort of did either agree, disagree, whatever you want to do with this video. It's up to you. It's just out there for a debate, and it'd be interesting to see what you guys say in the chat. But this is my personal opinion. This is nothing I'm saying go out and get this game because it's better than the other one. I'm saying this is my personal preference, and it's what I'll be playing this year because it's the only choice I've got between the games they provided this year, pretty much. So yeah, like I say, hope you did enjoy this video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. My videos aren't always ranty like this. I just thought I'd make one this time because I needed to get a bit off my chest, and that was it, pretty much. So yeah, like the video below. My name's The Midget, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.